Hey, my name is Jerry Robert, and I'm the author of this book, The Millionaire Mindset: How Ordinary People Can Create Extraordinary Income. You know, I've been teaching people this book for 25 years. Over 3 million people have been in my seminars. Yeah, really, what I do is I show people how to rewire their mind for wealth. And I want to invite you to come to a 4-hour masterclass where I can help change your financial life and future forever. You know why? Because Dr. McFarlane hit it straight on the head when he said, hey, 2% of the population think, 3% of the population think they think, and 95% of the population would rather die than think. I hope that you would keep an open mind for this short presentation where I'm going to introduce you to other people who've had amazing changes in their life. People like Rosita from Malaysia. Listen to what she had to say.
And she just told me that she read my book almost 10 years ago. She didn't have any money. She started. What's happened since?
It was about 13 years ago. I don't have a home. I don't have a car. I'm really broke. In fact, I was minus, but I just read this book, just this book. I know that you have been conducting seminars, but I don't really have enough money to go. So just with this book, I started with nothing, but now I have 6 schools.
Just
schools? By reading this book, and I follow step by step. 6 schools in Penang.
Isn't that something? She just moved into action. Yeah. What a great inspiration! If you move in action, now she can afford a house and a car and has 6 schools. So that's great.
I bought a house, my own school at Penang.
Isn't that something?
And I built my own home, a bungalow in Penang.
That's great. You have the right mindset.
Thank you.
Anything can happen.
I really thank you.
Thank you.
And thank God for meeting me with you today after 13 years.
That's great. What an inspiration.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, that is me, by the way, not my fat brother. Hey, but it's amazing that can happen. I want to share with you several different ideas and concepts and invite you to come to my 4-hour masterclass. Hey, listen, have you ever wondered, like, if that type of thing could happen to you? Do you ever just wish that maybe the time is now for you? Do you ever wish that maybe you can go to a new financial bracket? Maybe stop living paycheck to paycheck? Maybe make that breakthrough that you've always wanted? Well, you can. You can conquer the things that have stopped you. But you got to keep an open mind. You got to be willing to follow direction. And if you got a plan, and that's what I want to do on this page, give you a plan that you can create some amazing results in your life. Results like my friend Michael. Listen to what he had to say.
This is Michael, and Michael was a student of mine, and I wrote this book and I autographed it to him 1999. I autographed that book to him. This is the old cover. And one of the concepts I teach is the captain and the crew, where we set goals and we tell our subconscious mind what it is we want. And Michael just blew me out of the water by sharing. Well, why don't you just share what you just said to me?
Well, I have a goal to become a multi-millionaire, and this is my goal sheet, which is all tattered and torn. 11 years from now, I still kept in my wallet, and I have actually achieved my goal, thanks to Jerry Roberts.
Oh, that's so good. Congratulations, my friend.
So if you look at that and you start thinking, listen, these types of things are real. Now, I'm not promising you're going to make $10 million, but Michael did. Listen, if you've ever wondered if it's possible to make huge money without having to take forever, without having to be somebody that you're not, but that you're able to go to places you know you can go, you know you're destined for more than what you're doing now, and there's a secret, there's a key to doing that eliminates frustration and all of the overwhelm you feel, and you're going to be able to do that because I'm going to give you a path to run on. See, without trying to fumble all over the place, if you've got a plan, if you've got a roadmap, then you can avoid all of the information overload. Because what you need right now, is something that works, and something that works today. And that's what I want to give you at this masterclass. Hey, listen, we're going to help you eliminate the confusion about what does it take to make money in this day and in this environment. Killing that overwhelm that stops so many people, or gets people so frustrated that they're looking for everywhere. They're investing in all kinds of things that don't really work. Listen, if you're tired of complicated solutions and you want to figure out a way for you to make money fast and get more financial rewards, then this class is for you. You want money right now. You want to see your income go crazy this year. Listen, many of you are going way too slow. You're thinking way too low. And that's why I put together this masterclass. Hey, this masterclass is going to be 4 of the most powerful hours that you've ever seen. I'm going to show you all kinds of things about how you can make a difference in your bank account just like that. I'm going to show you how to overcome the traditional training that most of us grew up with. Like, I call it the bump and run. Have you ever seen this? The bump and run is a plan that most people today are using to get wealthy. They go to work out of school, and let's say they're making 30, 40. After about a year, the company gives them a little bump, and then they got to run harder, and then they get another little bump after 2 years, and then they get another little bump, and then all of a sudden, bam, something tremendous happens. They get a big bump, and then they become a department supervisor, and they go through their whole life with these small little bumps and small little runnings. Bump, run, bump, run, bump, run. And listen, you don't need to do that. There's something so miraculous in you, something that you could unleash if you're just willing to get a millionaire mindset. And that's why I want to introduce you to a whole bunch of these people like Anne Belov. Listen to what she said.
My name is Anna Belov. I'm one of Jerry Roberts' students. I attended Jerry's event, I followed his system, and I generated $3,960 within the 2 weeks after the event. I also got 5 new customers. Really happy about that because they'll be my customers for a long time going forward. And I'm grateful to you, Jerry, for teaching me your system. Thank you. You rock.
Well,
bye now.
This can happen. This happens all the time if you've got the right thinking. And that's what I want to do. I want to show you that the answer to the question, how do you do it, revolves around a roadmap. And I'm going to give you that roadmap in this 4-hour masterclass. Now, I don't have the time to cover all of it now, but in the Millionaire Mindset book, we walk people through magic thinking. You know, I could give you the best money-making idea in the world, but if your thinking isn't right, you're never going to go very far. You'll continue to live in stress, in paycheck to paycheck living, knowing you're destined for more, but you're not doing it. And then I'm going to talk about habits. There are magical habits that if you just practice these habits, it'll change everything. We'll talk about how to set meaningful goals and what are practical things. You're going to get a workbook for this seminar. It's just incredible. And then I'm going to talk about money. Listen, a big part of what I'm going to teach is related to how you understand money and your relationship to money. And then we're going to get very practical by talking about MSIs, multiple sources of income. And the rest of the program, masterminding and the time sales and multiplying your business, are things we'll touch on, but we're going to focus primarily on the first 2 layers. There's 9 habits that you need to get if you're going to go get wealthy. The reality is you can do this. You can do this even if you don't have any business experience, even though you don't have any money to start. Listen, you've got to do something phenomenal. You got to do something that's different from what you're used to doing. You can't keep doing the same thing. That's why I want to invite you to this class. Now, I've been teaching people all over the world in big, huge seminars for the last 30 years throughout the United States and in Australia. I even opened for Tony Robbins all over the world. I have opened for Tony in Asia, in Singapore, in Malaysia, all throughout Australia, Europe, and there's something phenomenal. Here we are. I just finished speaking. I speak right before Tony. 10,000 people in Portland, Oregon. Listen to this. Or in Seattle. Listen to 10,000 people. There's the man. And he comes out, and what a privilege for me to open for him. But I do it for all kinds of people. People like Robert Kiyosaki and Les Brown and Richard Branson. I've done it in all throughout Asia. This particular one with Robert Kiyosaki in India. I've had the privilege of doing it all throughout the United Kingdom. And listen, I've been doing this for a long time, speaking to huge, huge crowds about how you can shift your mindset. I've done it in all throughout UK, South Africa. We did a big event in South Africa. I'm routinely speaking and on stages in India, for instance. Huge, huge crowds in India. And I open for all of these guys. All the biggest names in the industry are either my clients or people that I speak right before at these giant seminars that we do all over the world. Look at this one, 10,000 people in Portland, Oregon, right before Tony. Now, I can tell you all that and tell you how wonderful it's been to speak to 3 million people around the world. But what you need to understand is that it wasn't always that way. Like today, I'm sort of semi-retired. I don't need to do this. I sold my publishing company. But even though I don't need to do this, those of you who are speakers, you'll understand when I tell you, I don't need to do this. Like there's enough money for me and my kids and maybe even for my grandkids, maybe even for their grandkids. But I need to do this. You know why? Because if you've received a lot, you want to share that with other people. And listen, the reason I talk about this so emphatically and why I really want you to think about coming to this master class I'm doing is because it wasn't always like this for me. I grew up in poverty. I mean, my parents didn't even have the basics of life, like food and shelter, without government assistance. And I'm going to tell you my story, how I went from living in abject poverty. There's me as an altar boy. What a cute little kid, huh? I lived with parents who were struggling with alcohol, with drugs. Look at that. That's me. I'm going to tell you my story, how I grew up in public housing where my parents didn't have anything. They couldn't even provide the basics of life like food and shelter without government assistance. And then I met a mentor and everything turned around. On September 6, 1977, I got a mentor who opened me up to the spiritual dimension of life. That was 46 years ago. He's still my mentor today. But then I got a financial mentor. And that mentor, many of you know, Bob Proctor. Bob asked me one question and made 2 statements that put me on a whole new course of life. I had just written a book called Conquering Life's Obstacles, and I had begun as a speaker. I gave him a copy of my book, and then he called me at home and he said that he wanted to meet with me, and I couldn't believe it because there was 900 people at this big conference that he was at, and he called me. And he said he could help me, and I said, okay, well, what do you mean? And he said, well, let me ask you a question that I ask almost everybody. He said, what's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single year? Well, I told him almost arrogantly that I had made $100,000 last year. You see, I was a motivational speaker back then. And in Canada, where I'm from, hardly any speakers make $100,000 a year. Not 30 years ago, that's for sure. So I told him 100,000, thinking I was a big shot because nobody in my family had made that kind of money. None of my friends had. And here I was making this kind of money. And let me tell you something. He made the first of 2 statements. His first statement to me is, that's garbage. I thought, what? What do you mean garbage? He said, it's garbage for you to make that much in a month or in a year if you could make that much in a month. In a month. Get out of here. I thought the guy was crazy. I mean, I was working like a dog to make this kind of money in a year, and he's telling me I can do it in a month? I don't know what you would say if somebody told you you could make next month what you made all last year, but I didn't say to him, Okay, great guru, just tell me what to do. No! If somebody shared something that seemed absurd to me, I had to challenge it, and that's exactly what I did. I said to him, look, you don't understand where I come from. I got kicked out of school when I was 15. I had nothing when I had parents who were alcoholics, and we were living in public housing. I said, Canada's in a terrible recession right now. I said, I'm only in my 20s. I've only got 2 years. How could I possibly earn $100,000 in a month? And I'm giving him every reason in the world why I could never do that. Then he made the second statement. It was worse than the first. He looked at me right in the eye and he said to me, you are a jerk. Hey, if somebody calls your income garbage and you a jerk in the first 5 minutes, maybe you ought to listen. And he said, listen, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm telling you that I've been earning that kind of money and more for over 25 years, and my story is every bit as sad as yours. And he said, if you would let me help you, I'll help you. But you got to think, and you're not thinking right now. He said, I've been placed on this planet to make people think and wake up. And he said, anybody who would summarily dismiss an idea, without really grappling with it, that person isn't thinking, and my purpose is to get you to wake up. Well, I thought to myself, what if he's right? What if it was possible to make every month, not even every month, just 1 month? How many of you'd like to make next month what you made all last year? Well, now, I didn't believe I could ever earn $100,000 in a month, but I could see he believed I could do it, and I grabbed onto that. And Bob Proctor, the master of the mind, showed me so many things about how I was thinking differently, changed my paradigm. Now, I was serious. And if you're here and you've been listening to me all this time, you must be serious too. You know you didn't come this far to only go this far. And if it's not happening for you, there's a reason for it. And I want to show you those reasons. Not from some textbook, from something that I did myself. Because you know what happened? He told me to do something, man, I did it. I was a serious student. You know what happened? Within probably 12 months, I started to make every month what I used to make every year. I started to make over $1 million a year in my 20s, man. And subsequently, I've made over $1 million in a single year. I've made it in a month. I've made it in a week. And there's been several times when I've made it in a day. And on 5 occasions, I've done it in a 90-minute speech. Now, listen to me. I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm not. Well, a little bit I am. I'm telling you that because I'm the guy who got kicked out of school when I was 15. I'm the guy who started with nothing. I was in debt. Even though I was bringing in 100, it was costing me 125 to get it. And I went from that to this. And not only that, I became business partners with Bob Proctor. I was his principal business partner. I own a piece of everything he did. I was very instrumental in the marketing of the movie The Secret. Some of you may know of it. Listen to what Bob Proctor had to say.
You know, I met my good friend Jerry Robert 20 years ago. And I thought I taught him something. I showed him how to go from $100,000 a year to well over $100,000 a month. But you know something? He taught me something. He taught me how to add some creativity to my life, how to add some marketing to my company. He's helped me earn millions of dollars. As you pay real...
Listen, if you want to start today, I promise you that you will shock yourself at how far you can go if you're willing to take some action. Invest a little bit of money. I'm telling you that what I have found out is that the real winners know how to achieve things, but getting a sense of fulfillment is a different story. You know, there's a big difference between achievement and fulfillment. You see, achievement is making money. Money's not the be-all and end-all. It's not. Even though I'm talking a lot about money, I have found out that the real way to be happy is through fulfillment. Fulfillment comes from giving. Achievement is about getting. That's the real reason I'm doing this seminar. Because I know that my fulfillment comes when people like you who are know that you're destined for more than what you're achieving now, but you're just not sure how to make the change. You may have tried 100 times. My goal is to give back. Listen, there's a big difference between achievement and fulfillment. You know Robin Williams. He had achieved everything in life. I mean, listen, he wanted to become rich. He became richer than God. He wanted to have a TV show. He got one. He wanted to be a movie actor. Became everything. He achieved everything. I mean, he wanted to be to make people laugh. How many of you have laughed with Robin Williams? But he put a belt around his neck and he ended his life. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that, I'm sure. But I've learned that achievement is one thing. What we got to do is feel fulfilled. And that's why I'm inviting you to come to this class. Even though I don't have to do it. I mean, I could just be retired like anybody at my age. I've sold my company. I've done a whole bunch of things. But I want to feel fulfilled. And you don't do that by retiring. Plus, I've got a warped sense of humor. If I retired, this is what I would do. Okay, I got a warped sense of humor. Okay, listen, you can do this. Do you know? You can do this. I invite you to look through this page and read the comments from other people. See the things that you're going to get. Meet the speakers who are going to come to this 4-hour masterclass. I want to just help you break out of the myths that have held you back. Like you need money to make money. Rich people are greedy, or maybe they're lucky. Money is the root of all evil. There's plenty of time to figure this out later. You're controlled by these myths. But what I want to do is shatter them. And when you shatter them, amazing things can happen. I want you to listen to my friend Vincent and listen to what happened when you can really get a hold of a new idea, a new paradigm. Listen.
And so, Vincent, share your story about what's happened before your book has even come out. If this doesn't motivate your socks, nothing will.
I want to say, Jerry, you completely changed my life with just one session. You know, the fact that you told me and you believed that I had so much more value to offer was the key. And when you said that, I questioned, do I really have more value? And so you told me things to do. You could do these programs. You could take people from A to Z and show them the solutions. And so I pitched, like literally the day you said it, I pitched a $3,000 program, completely terrified. I had no idea what I was doing. But I learned so much from that. It completely changed my life. And now from there, I sold an $8,000 program. Okay. And since that was only 2 weeks, 3 weeks after that. And now people are signing on from all over the world for my 90-day elite coaching $11,000 program.
Now this guy is a therapist, man. He was charging $150, $200 an hour, and now he's completely changed by one idea. And so many people think that it can't happen. It can't happen to them. It can't happen now. It can't happen at their age. It can't happen in their country. But those are myths. Listen to what my friend Wilfred said. What happened to him after one or two conversations. He's from Amsterdam. Listen to this.
So I basically made $25,000 in 1 week. And for me, that's incredible. And thank you so much, Jerry, for getting me one step closer to my financial freedom.
So sometimes it's just learning one or two things. That's why I'm so thrilled to share the stage with Tony Robbins. You know, I remember recently, or last year, a couple of years ago, I was in Brisbane, and he said something that just blew my mind. You got to hear this. What an honor to travel the world, by the way. I speak right before Tony in a lot of cases, and I've done it all over the world, in Canada, United States, Asia, Australia. To speak with on stage with a giant like him, he's not just a giant in the industry. I mean, the guy's a giant, physical giant. But he said this, and man, it just floored me when I got it. Oh, there he is. I'm speaking in Portland, 10,000. He comes out and makes a funny little joke here all the time. But he said this, and just think about this. He said, in life, you don't get your goals, you get your musts. You see, for many of you, the reason you don't have the wealth you want is because you haven't made it an absolute must. I'm going to show you how to change your paradigm, how to stop the things that keep getting you off track and cause you to make the kind of money you know you can make. So many people believe the wrong things. They believe that working harder is the answer, or getting a second job, or getting lucky. Listen, you don't need that. You need strategies of wealthy people. Wealthy people, every one of the wealthy people that I know have multiple sources of income. Like, I've met with all of these people. I've opened this, I've been on stage with all of them. Ken Blanchard, the 1 Minute Manager, wrote the foreword to my book. You know the thing that all of these people have? They have multiple sources of income. And if you come to my masterclass, my Millionaire Mindset Masterclass, I'm going to show you my money machines. The things that I'm doing right now that make me money while I'm sleeping. Listen, there's a criteria that we use. I'm going to show you what that criteria on how to evaluate your own money machine. Listen, this is going to be a very, very powerful class. And so I invite you to come. Even though you'll hear voices in your head. Even now as I'm talking to you, you're listening to some of these testimonials, you'll hear voices in your head. I know that's true. Because that's what happens. Your paradigm, your conditioning doesn't want you to change. And so it creates voices in your head to make sure you don't change. Listen, Proctor told me this. He said, if you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. The problem, most people can't hold it in their head for very long. Because they're controlled by paradigms, voices. Do you hear voices in your head? Hey, there is medication if you hear too many voices, but you're controlled by paradigms. One of the biggest one is this one. Seriously, the paradigm of postponement. I'll do it later. Like, I'll come to the next class the next time he does it. Listen, you won't. Decide to control the paradigm. That's how my income shot up like crazy when I got a hold of the paradigms that were keeping me down. But you hear voices. I remember hearing voices. When I first started making big money, my accountant came into my office and told me that I had earned $232,000 the month before. Well, I was thrilled like crazy, so I decided to tell my wife. I call her up and I say, Ann, I'm coming home. You wouldn't believe what happened last month. This was 25 years ago. And she said, yeah, just pick up some groceries on the way home. Just because you make a lot of money, you still got to do what your wife says. Even though in my house, the man is the head of the household and the wife is the neck. Guess what controls the head? So of course, I get the list of things she wants me to buy. I'm going through the grocery store and I buy them. And then all of a sudden I come across capsicum, red bell peppers. I love the taste of them. I grab 5 or 6 of them. I put them in my basket and I go down and then all of a sudden I heard a voice. And the voice said, put those back, Jerry. They're expensive. Hey, without even thinking, I turned around and I went and put them back. Because, in my country, they're about 5 or 6 times more expensive as the green ones. Listen, I'm going to unpack this story for you because something absolutely incredible happened that day. I literally answered the voice, even though my physical reality, my accountant just told me I could easily afford all of the red peppers in the store if I wanted. I'd made $232,000 the month before. And yet, I listened to the voice inside my head. You know what that voice was? It's my mom's voice. I'm going to share this story in more detail at this masterclass. It's going to blow you away. The things you can draw from it are directly correlated to your life. I know that because I've taught it everywhere. I was hired with Bob Proctor to work with the people on the Ellen Show. And I'm going to share with you in this masterclass how we trained all of the people in the studio after watching a thing. And something very dramatic happened related to that red pepper when I met Portia. I'd never met her before. And when I met her in a circle after we had finished training, changed her life and my life. You got to get to these lessons. This class, this master class is going to be very practical, but you got to do something about it. You got to stop thinking about making more money. You got to stop. You got to invest some time. Yes, you got to invest some money. The cost for this is ridiculously low, but you got to figure out that you're not going to just keep postponing and postponing and postponing. Something is stopping you from making the kind of money that you want. And this masterclass, I promise you, you're going to figure out about the paradigms that keep you broke. You're going to find out the myths that keep you working hard when you don't need to. I'm going to show you the ways of the wealthy. I'm going to show you one technique, for instance. I'm going to talk about this story. This coat cost $34,000. I mean, it was incredible. I didn't buy it, by the way. But there's some lessons and a tool that I used to be able to acquire things that I want in life like magic. I'm here to tell you that you can do this. You can most certainly do this. But you got to decide. We don't live in a world where people are used to making decisions. If you're willing to put a little time, a little bit of money, I'm going to open the door to wealth to you. I promise you that. I've been doing this for a long time. We're going to have a lot of fun in this class. It's online, and you got to come to it. I'm going to open the door to wealth, but I won't open the door to wealth like this. Okay, I won't do that. I won't do that. But I am going to show you how to step into your financial future. It's not going to be easy. The first step is making a decision. Are you ready? You've been listening to me now for 20, 30 minutes. Listen, are you ready? And if you are, then make a decision right now. Bet not on me, bet on yourself. And if you're willing to do that, attend this class. Let me tell you, it's a fabulous class. It's going to be very interactive. It's going to be virtual. And I'm offering it for $500. Could be $5,000. Listen, it's going to make a big difference in your life. I want you to consider investing a small amount of money and 4 hours of your life. Think about it. Is it risky? Not at all. I'm going to give you 100% money back guarantee. If at the end of it you don't like it, just let me know and I'll get you all of your money back. No problem at all. Hey, you know the other thing? I've assembled some absolutely awesome speakers. KCC is my business partner, somebody I've been doing seminars with called Money Mastery throughout Asia. This guy's one of the best trainers in the world. He's going to come and teach on one of the sessions. My other friend, Muzaffar, is my other business partner in North America. He's an incredible... all these guys have created millionaires everywhere. And for some inspiration, you're going to get a chance to meet my friend, Unstoppable Tracy Schmidt, who's overcome obstacles like you wouldn't believe. She's a motivational speaker. You're going to hear from her, get some inspiration to handle and keep going when you thought maybe you ought to give up. And then I'm going to introduce you to my friend Simon Clark from the UK. They didn't think he would ever live because he was in a car crash 5 years ago that took, sadly, the life of his life partner, Lindy, who I knew. They didn't think he would ever walk. They didn't think he would ever live. They didn't think he would ever eat without a tube. But the guy just came back from Everest, for Pete's sakes, and now he's working on going to the North Pole. He's going to inspire you like crazy. So I'm charging $500 for 4 hours. Think about it. I'm going to give you a complete money back guarantee. I'm going to introduce you to some of my business partners, and that is going to make a really engaging 4-hour live experience for you. And then if that's not enough, I got 2 incredible bonuses. And if this doesn't do it for you, then this is not for you. For that one fee of $500, I will also include 1 year of unlimited email coaching. Have you ever gone to a seminar and you wonder, how do I apply this? It's not working. Well, now you're going to have access to me for 1 year. Unlimited. Email me. And of course, you're going to get a copy of my book, The Millionaire Mindset. It'll be a digital version of it, but you'll have that text. You'll be able to use that text in the 4-hour workshop, but you got to do something. You got to do something that may not be comfortable. You got to make a decision right now. The truth is, if what you're doing right now isn't working, isn't giving you the results that you want, you got to try something new. Bet on yourself. There's a green button somewhere on this page. Decide now. Take a chance. Don't wait. Don't think about it. It's not a major decision, but you can step out in faith now. And if you do, then I'll show you how to have more, do more, and be more. That's what I want for you. It'll change not only your financial destiny, but it'll change the financial destiny of your family and your family tree. And if I help you do that, man, I know that this has been a worthwhile experience. God bless you. I'll see you at the class.